East Texas Sports Network is dedicated on delivering the most entertaining sports broadcasts in East Texas. And if you're interested in having your next sporting event streamed live, visit us online at NETsn.live.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the NETsn Live weekly wrap-up show for Week 1. It's your boy Brett Swinney here alongside Corey Marshall and Vincent Johnson. Fellas, how's it going this evening?
How's it going?
What's up? Good.
Y'all ready to talk a little football tonight?
Oh, yeah, let's do it.
All right. Well, I'd like to thank our fellas at Lone Star Gridiron, as we are now live on their website. Chris and Grant and Terry. Got to meet Grant and Terry this week a little bit. They came to Chapel Hill, saw a little football, got some barbecue at Pocanai here in Chapel Hill, and so they had a good time. I'd like to thank all the other sponsors that we had for our broadcast. Like and subscribe us on YouTube, guys. If you're watching on YouTube or you're not watching on YouTube, go to our YouTube channel. You can find it on our website. Also, you can go straight to it, search for NETsn Live. Subscribe to us. We'd like to see our subscriber count go up. Also, like our videos. Go around and just like all of them. That gives us more chance of people finding our page and finding our broadcasts and everything. So help us out a lot. So guys, crazy Week 1.
It's a good Week 1.
Unpredictable.
It was very unpredictable. And before we get to talk about some games, we're going to talk about some games, talk about how we did or didn't pick correctly. We're going to start out with our new segment, and we're going to call this Uncle Mo's Player of the Week. All right? And we're going to start it out by I'm going to get y'all to get motivated here. We're gonna play this real quick.
For home that way, it's Uncle Mo to catches the field, turns for home. Now he's drawn away to lead by almost 3 lengths. King Kongi runs in second. Then it's Research Report down inside. Duke is in between those two. Admiral Perry finding his best stride. Late, too late to get to this good-looking winner. Uncle Mo, he demolished the field. He won by 15 lengths. He won by more than that.
Guys, I think that's kind of the way I felt about this week's Uncle Mo's Player of the Week. We talked about it a little bit, and I think I don't know if y'all mentioned it on the week or the Wide Wrap Pod or show on Friday nights or not, but Terry Bussey, man, what a game! I'm just gonna read you some of the stats from this guy's Week 1, and it wasn't like he was playing a weak team, guys.
Right.
Bussey, Timpson Baird Jr., quarterback and DB. This guy put up these numbers in Week 1 against a state-ranked opponent. 12 of 14, 253 yards, 4 passing touchdowns, 13 carries, 130 yards, 2 rushing touchdowns, 8 tackles, and 1 tackle for a loss. Thoughts?
What's the thing about it?
I mean,
Well, you already know what I'm gonna say. He
Go
gets
ahead.
it at the grown-ups table. He's eating at the grown-ups table. He's a big boy. He's eating at the table today.
I mean, that's the way to kick off high school football week 1. That guy was ready. We saw some teams this week that weren't ready. Terry Bussey was ready. Timpson was ready in general. I'd also like to give a shout out to Mr. Bussey. Go to TexasFootball.com. He is up for the statewide Player of the Week. So all these Texas, go vote for Mr. Bussey. At Terry Bussey 12 is his Twitter. Go follow him. His highlight tapes are there. He's the real deal. He may be playing at a small school, but man, that guy is incredible. So, yeah, so that's the Player of the Week. We saw some good players this week, but I dare say there was one, even the state level, that had that kind of week 1. Guys, we're going to go right into these picks. Just from all the picks that we had, what was y'all's biggest shocker of the ones that y'all got wrong this week?
Oh, wow. I can go right to the ones we got wrong. Okay.
Well, I mean, there wasn't too many that we got right. So let's start with the ones we got wrong.
I was 4 of 10. So probably, I don't know, probably the Kilgore Carthage game.
That was your shocker?
You were shocked by that?
I thought
Carthage has like 8 or 9 state titles in the last 15 years, and you were shocked that they.
But I thought Kilgore would have put up a bigger fight. I thought Kilgore would have put up a better fight, man.
It don't matter. It's the fact that they lost. Like you was supposed to pick win or loss, not score. That win or loss.
It doesn't matter. I was picking Kilgore. I was going,
Man, come on, man.
It matters, Corey. It matters. Okay, so
Corey.
Man. You were the only person to pick Kilgore, Corey. Out of every week, you were the only one that picked Kilgore.
Shocker.
And what did he say? Vince, did he say he wasn't going with long shots this season?
I didn't think.
Yeah, that's what he said. It did though.
2 state ranked teams. That wasn't a long shot, man. Come on. That was good. That was a good pick.
It was a pretty long shot. I don't know about that. So, what about you, Vince? What was your pick that shocked you that you missed? You have a lot of them since you were in last place of the 3 of us.
I was in last place.
That energy, yeah, okay.
Yeah. Honestly, and I don't even think I got it wrong. The Dangerfield game is still the one that I don't know. I guess I don't know yet.
You did get it wrong. You picked Gladewater.
I picked Gladewater? Yes. Oh, okay. You know what? That may have been a mistake because I think I said on this show that about Dangerfield, but I don't know. But
I picked them too. It's okay.
I feel like maybe I overestimated what I thought Dangerfield was going to do this year, or maybe I'm underestimating Gladewater. I don't know yet. I can't figure that part out.
You definitely underestimated Gladewater for sure, but that Dangerfield game was a shocker. They didn't blow them out.
I didn't, and I wasn't even expecting a blowout, but I didn't expect 14-13 either.
It was going to be a good game.
My shocker of the week was Kaufman over Lindale.
Yeah, that was the other one.
I mean,
that one too. Now, but
I will give a shout out to our boy Derek. Derek, he got them correct. So he got that one correct. And also Crilly, our boy Lone Star Gridiron, he got that one correct. Now, Kaufman beat them last year. I just didn't see them beating Lindale. Our District 9 got demolished.
It might be a thing where, like, how we have that issue with Lindale. Lindale may have that issue with them.
It's possible.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've got our one of our new listeners tonight, Eddie Hagelman, and we're gonna see. He's got his rankings. He's got the D1 and D2s together. Take a look at that. And he's got Silsby. We haven't talked about Silsby much. They're a little south. But
Lumberton, Kilgore,
Lumberton.
Giving Jasper some love.
All right. I like those, Eddie. I like those. He also was kind of in the same boat we were. He was not expecting Chapel to have 7 turnovers, and we'll talk about that in detail later. But yeah, I mean, 7 turnovers and still were in the game, even after that. So thanks, Eddie, for chats. Anybody else is on and wants to chat with us, let us know. Just get on the chat. You can chat if you're on Facebook or YouTube. So make sure you go to those platforms if you want to chat with us. Yeah, so if we want to just talk about, we'll talk about the actual standings of the picks first, and then we'll go game by game and talk a little bit about them. Okay. So our pick'em champs of the week, no surprise of who we just talked about. It's going to be Chris Daly and Derek Del Rio. They each got 7 this week, 7 out of 10. So shout out to those guys. They're in the early lead. And then out of us 3, me and Corey had 4 and Vince had 3. So yeah, Corey and I tie. We're up on Vince early. Of course, Vince, you made late charge. You made late charge last year, Vince. So
Yeah, I know. I came back. I ain't worried about it. It's week 1.
The game that won for me was a van in Pine Tree. I was really hoping that went to Pine Tree, but
yeah. Of the other people that picked this week, Drew also joins you at the bottom with 3, Vince. So Drew was talking all that smack. I'll beat you.
Don't worry, Drew. We're gonna come back, baby. We're gonna.
And he finally posts his picks in our deal, and he gets last. That's so funny. I love it. I love it. Of course, we all had a bad week this week, so can't say too much. Our boy Terry Bennett from Lone Star Gridiron also had 5. Chris Blevins, our normal listener, he had 4. Classmate Jonathan Bradshaw had 5. That was our picks this week. So that's who we got. Got a couple of new guys that picked this week. Eddie's one of them. He's got picks in for this week, and also Alex Cloudy. So shout out to those guys. If you haven't made your picks yet, I'll post it over here in the chat. It's easy. NETsn.live/pick'em. Getting our pick'em contest. Derek wants to see the graphic. Are you wanting to see the graphic of Eddie's poll there? Derek, let us know. I think that may be what he was wanting to see. I'll put it back up for a second. Let you check it out while I'm putting this in the chat. Guys, you just want to start with game 1 and just go down the list and talk a little bit about what we thought.
Which game?
Game 1 is going to be Gladewater Dangerfield.
Oh, Vince, you want to go?
I know Vince wants to talk about this game because he's got some. It's got him baffled over there.
Gladewater might be better than I thought they were. They might be better than a lot of people thought they were.
They're Gladewater though. They're always going to be pretty solid.
They're going to be pretty solid. Yeah, and Dangerfield, don't get me wrong, it may not be that they're not as well tooled this year as we thought, but it could be that they just came out rusty, because that happens. Sometimes it takes people, 3-4 weeks before they get in that groove, and then boom, it's going, especially around district, which is also why, for me, when it comes to polls and stuff, like, I don't put a whole lot of weight on it, because like, I know it's a guess, and I could say this team is going to win and they can get beat down, it's nothing to say that Dangerfield can't bounce back, or they just, had an off night. I wouldn't be shocked if they drop 50 on next week. So, but 13-14, that was kind of I didn't see that.
The next game I did not see. We were all very high on West Russ coming into this game, and Malakoff just put it to West Russ this week.
I should have picked Malakoff. I should have picked Malakoff for sure. I mean, it's just like Vince was saying about the Gladewater game and Dangerfield. Gladewater is Gladewater, and that was one of those picks that I felt bad because I should have picked Gladewater a little bit higher in the polls. It's one of those dark horse teams. Dangerfield's Dangerfield. We all know that. And just like Malakoff is Malakoff, they've had a successful run last year. West Rush did too. And some teams come out week 1 and are ready to go, and some teams start a little late and start to pick up
Yeah.
steam. You have to respond once you get punched in the mouth. You got to respond. So, it's not the end of the season. It's just week 1.
And honestly, like sometimes you need that. You need
Absolutely.
that week 1. I think we talked about it earlier, and I was like, sometimes, and it is the first week, even though you do want to go out with you want to win every week, but
Yes.
sometimes you don't want to buy in the hype because you gotta win over a big opponent week 1, and then you go into week 2 just thinking you that team to beat, and then a team that not supposed to be on your level catch you slipping. Sometimes you just need that, and who knows? Dangerfield may not lose the game at all this year. We don't know.
They may not. Still,
Glaywater may not lose another game.
no.
You never know. So
This is a good measuring stick, though. They played well.
yeah,
Shout out
it
to
was a good measuring stick.
I do apologize, Malakoff. I do apologize. I didn't put y'all up there. That's my fault.
Malakoff. I don't see.
I imagine a little bit higher in our poll this week. I would imagine.
Yeah, they should.
We got some chat. So say we got some chats in here. Derek's back with us again. So we'll see really about this Friday. We started out Hoppy versus Quinlan 4, but Conley came around in the same. So, and then we got Silky Pettigrew. Hopefully we can come stronger in the next. I'm assuming that you're talking about.
What's up, Tina?
I'm assuming she's talking about Chapel Hill.
Derek, what school are you referring to play Quinlan?
Yeah, Derek, let us know we're still learning everyone. What school are you representing so we'll know. Thanks for tuning in again with us this week, Derek. We appreciate it.
I can use my contest clues and see who's Gilman's playing next. And maybe that'll
right here.
Right.
Mount Vernon. Oh yeah, Mount Vernon. We will be talking about Mount Vernon. I have a strong suspicion that they will be our poll.
Must respect Mount Vernon. Purple Tigers.
Yeah. Actually, shout out to Mount Vernon. That's where a friend of mine played, Ricky Joe Meeks, Coach Meeks. It was at Chapel Hill. His son he played for Mount Vernon. That's where Coach Meeks was coaching at the time. Yeah. So
got a little Chapel Hill history.
Yeah. We got a new listener, Quante Gage. Welcome.
Don't forget Palestine.
Don't forget about Palestine.
Palestine is not forgotten.
Palestine got a big win this week over Nacogdoches. 5A.
They did.
Palestine and Athens both, while everyone was talking about the rest of the district, Palestine and Athens got them wins in week 1. So shout out to those two. Maybe paying attention to them a little more as the season goes. We'll see how Chapel Hill does play Nacogdoches here in a few weeks. So we'll see how they match up. We got so you got your dad watching tonight.
My dad's watching. He's a fan. My dad's a fan.
Shout out to Mr. Johnson. We got we'd be 5A Nacogdoches. Definitely, that's correct. That you step up a classification and beat somebody. It's a good measuring stick there.
Yeah.
So, all right. So we talked a little bit about West Rusk. We really surprised. I would dare say I think West Rusk will bounce back from this one. I still think think they'll win the district. There is another team in the district that I think is going to be a tough challenger, and we'll talk about them some this evening. That's Troop. Troop had a big win in week 1.
Troop Tigers.
Yeah, shout out to Trey Davis, Charles Davis's son, a Chapel Hill alum. Had a great night. I think he had something like 19 touches for 200 and something yards. I can't remember the exact yardage count.
Wow.
In 3 quarters.
If you follow him on Twitter, follow Charles Davis on Twitter. Proud dad. I know him very well. Known him for many, 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 many years. he's a proud dad, and his son is putting up a lot of work. So if you need a running back, wide receiver, anything,
He's a junior too. Yeah.
and he's a stud in basketball. So I know that lineage is strong in basketball. So
yeah. So I'm sure he's got lots of looks. Look at in both sports. We got Derek here. The game surprised me was Canton over Mineola. Yeah. Canton's not usually known as a football power, and Mineola's been very good over the last 10 or so years. So that is a little bit surprising.
Right.
Congratulations to Canton.
Canton.
Keep the chats going tonight, guys. This is great.
Yeah, it's coming through.
We're gonna move on to the next game on our list. Game 3 was another one that surprised me. Liberty Aloe and Henderson. Now Henderson gets knocked off. Another one of those District 9 4 Division 1 teams. But Liberty Aloe they haven't been as good recently. Right. And we all thought, Henderson's predominantly they're good. Our district's good. Shout out to Terry Bennett. He was the only one that picked Liberty Aloe over Henderson out of everybody that submitted picks. Yeah. What y'all think about that one?
I wish I'd have picked Liberty. I sit there and went on a rant last week. I went on a rant last week. How every time I hear the word Henderson, I get irritated.
And then they lost you a pick.
And then I picked them. I'm still losing behind them.
I will say this. Good.
Eddie's got some insight too here.
That's a great win for Liberty Island for a Henderson team that should be good. So,
yeah, Henderson. So Eddie's got some insight. Says Liberty Aloe has some skilled players.
Okay.
So see, he's got.
Always have speed. I know
naming them. Okay.
Jones Brothers, Revels, and Priol. He's got some good insight. Thanks for the insight, Eddie. Greg London as well. So that's good. That's good insight. They're a little bit outside of our coverage range. They're still East Texas. We just don't know as much about them. So thanks, Eddie. That's great. That's great information. I'm sure we'll be hearing more about them as the season goes. Oh, they're in their district. Okay, that makes sense. Eddie, do we know did Eddie say what team he was representing? Eddie, let us know what team you are representing. We want to try to the Pleasant Grove.
Yeah, I think it's Pleasant Grove.
Pleasant Grove. Okay. Yeah, PG. Okay, good.
Yeah,
good. Okay. So shout out to Pleasant Grove. They had a big win over Brock.
Yes.
28-7, I believe.
I told you I'm not picking the East Texas team. I know they know we got some Brock Eagle coverage guys over here. But I'm not picking against the East Texas team. Then that's not. We're not doing that.
Yeah, that's a big win for Pleasant Grove. Right. We know how good they are. They took Chapel Hill to the woodshed a couple of years ago when we played them. So
I'm gonna say this, before we get in, I'm gonna say this: Foray Division 2 is better than Foray Division 1 in East Texas, and we're just gonna move on from there.
It seems to be. That's the way, at least right now. Now we'll talk a little bit later in the season, but right now it is.
Right now they're flexing their muscle a little bit.
It's week 1.
Yeah,
it is week 1.
Let them flex.
They got a lot of championships.
The next game we're going to talk about Corey's long shot pick. Kilgore got waxed by Carthage. I'm not shocked by that, honestly, what Carthage is bringing back. They are ticked off that they lost early last year, and they came out and they showed it week 1. Yeah. They're ready.
Carthage is a machine, man. I don't know what they drinking down there. I don't know what's in their water. I don't even know what they feed their kids. But my God, if you've ever seen them, they all big, they all fast, and they disciplined, man. I don't get it.
They're all sitting at the grown man's table.
All of them, machines.
Yeah, the Carthage QB is legit.
They drop the ball and feed them steak. That's what they do. they don't
with no teeth. You just got to gnaw on it till you.
Yeah, we getting our teeth in early.
Yeah,
they get teeth in early down there at Carthage.
Well, there's not much to say about that, Corey. Anything else you want to add since you had Kilgore?
Absolutely not. Kilgore got beat. That was my pick. Kilgore got beat. Shout out to Carthage. When somebody had to win, it was Carthage. Now, heart of hearts, yeah, it was probably Carthage was going to win. Sure, but I'm going for 9-4. I'm hoping 9-4 can flex their
Here
muscle.
we go again. Here we go again. He said he knew Carthage was going to win, but he picked Kilgore.
I said
I thought you weren't going to do that this year.
My heart. Listen, listen.
Corey.
Heart of hearts, long shot picks.
Corey.
I'm going to pick against.
So
I'm going to pick.
Stood on your word, and I was actually going to say that. I said I'm proud of you. Stood on your word, but then you still kind of just
win the Pick'em challenge this year.
I'm going to pick Argyle against Argyle every week until they lose, just because it's bound to happen at some point.
Don't remind me. Don't remind me.
They lost.
Argyle won this week. They're ranked in 5A.
Like 8 weeks to be right about that.
But they lost. They lost eventually. I sacrificed the good for the great. Nobody else picked them, but I did. All right.
Moving on.
Okay.
I'm not doing it anymore.
Let's move on. Kaufman over Lindale. Man, scored a touchdown with less than a minute to go and beat Lindale. That was, I bet, a heck of a game to be at.
Yeah. But I mean, it sounds like it was a great football game, though. So I mean, it came down to the end, and that's really what you want. If
y'all were actually live on the air, the game was still going on the Wide Right Scoreboard Show Friday night.
A different score at one point, I think, for that game. So, yeah.
Hey, let us know if any of y'all watched the show Friday night. Give us some feedback on that. Did y'all enjoy it?
What games did you go watch? What games did you go see?
And make sure y'all tune in this week because Corey's gonna be back. Vince, are you joining this week? What's your plans this week?
I got to watch the little one while Mama's out of town, so I'm gonna be on with Corey as long as I can get her in the bed.
Okay. So it may be the Wide Right Scoreboard Show with Corey, Vince, and little Chloe.
And Chloe, yeah, and KJ.
Hey, that's all right.
Yeah.
That's all right.
and
with Chloe J, yeah.
But all of our listeners here, make sure y'all go check out the Wide Right Scoreboard Show.
Absolutely.
Again, let us know if you had any feedback on it, because like I said, we really are excited about the new show. It's going to be interactive. We had last week's posted on our YouTube page. Go back and watch it. Check it out.
Yeah.
Lead us some chats. Like I said, go subscribe to our YouTube channel.
We'll put it on Facebook. We just didn't do it. We didn't do that, right?
We had some technical difficulties. Producer Corey, he couldn't figure it out. He needed his tech support, and that was on the game coverage.
Y'all got one more time to throw me under the bus today.
Come on, suddenly.
That was the pick.
Come on, suddenly.
Hey,
that company no longer exists.
It's okay, Corey.
Oh, my bad.
It's okay, Corey.
Bad.
It's week 1. You played like Chapel Hill in week 1. It's okay.
I'm from now on. I'm gonna spell it week 1 as WEAK. Week 1.
Wow. Okay.
That's from now on. That's gonna be week 1.
I thought the show was great. In all seriousness, guys, y'all did a great job. I think once people start listening, all our audience needs to share it and let everyone know about it, because they may not know. But these guys do a great job, and it's just sit back and just couch talk. The games may be still going on. There'll be some finishing. It'll be kind of a live thing. If you have a score that's or something that's going on in the game, chat with them. Hey, my team's up. We're driving. Give us live feedback there at the end, especially like games like the Lindale Kaufman game. Those games are close. Just jump on your phone and chat live with the fellas.
Talk a little smack. I like that. That's the live thing. Kids play.
We got some chat over here. What we got?
We got some chat, but we're getting who will win this week. We'll get back to that, Silky. We're gonna get to that. We'll finish up week 1 here first, and then we're gonna get to. Don't worry, we're gonna get to week 2. We got lots to talk about week 2. There's some big matchups. Okay, so game 6, Tyler, Marshall.
So let me start this off. I called. Well, I had some people call me, and I keep my ear to the ground. Somebody called me, and the first thing they said is that I said hello. They said we don't lose to Marshall. I said, oh, okay. Well, it happened. I mean, maybe Marshall is a little better than we thought they were. It don't matter. We don't lose to Marshall. And you know what's funny? I had another conversation with somebody else. That was exactly the same thing they said to me. They said, "What'd you think about the game?" And before I could say anything, they said, "We don't lose to Marshall. You can't do that."
Who
Was
we?
that initials TG said that?
That was one of them. That wasn't both parties. That was one of them, though. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I'm gonna say something's gonna hurt. I'm gonna say something's gonna hurt.
Go ahead, Corey.
John Tyler may not lose to Marshall, but Tyler High.
Corey,
Oh.
stop.
Oh.
Stop. You gonna fire some people up. Stop.
Just, I'm saying.
Man, honestly, again, it is week one. Things happen, but I know how the Tyler crew is. Listen, it's cutthroat. It's cutthroat in Tyler. So,
really
they don't like to lose to Marshall, and I get it. I get it.
So, Corey, let's talk about the next game here because Tyler got beat. I mean, I had Tyler, but Marshall just put it to him. I think that they play. I think Tyler High came out and played like Chapel Hill did this week. Just they were ready for week one. We'll see how that. But Marshall, I think, is going to have a good year. But the next one is the one that separated me and Corey from Vince right here was the Lufkin Panthers beating Tyler Legacy. Corey and I had Lufkin, and Vince had Legacy, and that's what came down to is separating us.
Stop thinking.
I thought that Legacy was gonna retool up, man. I thought they just was gonna reload it.
Yeah, the Legacy did retool. It was Lufkin. The Legacy's Lufkin. They had the legacy of being a good football team. Tyler Legacy, on the other hand, is they're like
it didn't work
up
out.
And down things.
It didn't work out. But who knows? It's a new week. It's a new week.
It is a new week. It is a new week with lots of rivalry games. I think those are rivalry games. We've got a couple. We've got some really good rivalry games to talk about. Game 8, Timpson Beckville. We all had Timpson. Timpson, they're a man. They're now number one in the state. As their rival the last few years, Shiner took a loss in week one. So Beckville or Timpson's now number one in the state. So, man, Timpson's looking like they got a chance to make some noise this year. They can get by Shiner in the playoffs, man. That Bussy and crew is going to be tough to beat. Now, there's a game. I think it's next week that I want to see. And I don't talk about it too much because we'll talk about it next week. But Timpson, Dangerfield. Woo. Woo.
Listen.
I wish I could be at that
Dangerfield,
game,
don't play around with them.
But that's going to be a match.
That is a loaded gun. Do not play with that.
That's going to be a NETsn. That's going to be a NETsn like top couple in the poll. I have a feeling that's going to be like, I'm feeling they're going to be behind the poll when they play each other. I mean, that could be a matchup for number one in that lower division poll.
And that's is that week 3?
Week 3.
Okay. So here's what I'm gonna do. Dangerfield, I'm counting on y'all. Y'all show me what y'all can do week 2. I'm gonna stick with you for week 3.
Oh,
I'm gonna call it early.
Dangerfield.
If you show me what you can do this week, I'm telling you, I'm gonna ride with you.
Okay.
It's just like your mom when your grandmother making her favorite piece of pie. It was only one slice left. We all got brothers. Who's gonna get that last slice of pie? Is it gonna be Dangerfield? Is it gonna be Timpson? I don't know. The bigger brother's gonna get the last.
I don't know. Terry Bussey's he's a man. He's gonna be eating.
He's a man. He's a grown man.
He is. I know. Yeah. I know.
Game 9, Van Pine Tree. This is the one that we thought that Corey had.
It was a weird thing with the score. Somebody had Pine Tree.
But Corey, the weird thing is, you actually picked Van.
I did.
You were thinking you picked Pine Tree the whole time, but you actually picked Van. The only person that picked.
I was saying it was going to be an upset. That's what I was saying. Don't knock out.
Well, I thought I always thought you picked upset, so I was just assuming that you picked them.
No, I didn't pick them. I didn't pick them, but I was just saying Pine Tree is going to be pretty good.
Who did pick Pine Tree? That Drew Swinney guy. He picked Pine Tree. Sorry about that, Drew.
Drew's listening. See why?
He's probably arguing with the screen right now.
Hey. He should be on. He should be on to defend himself. but that one put him in last. That he could have had Van. He'd have been right there with me and Corey.
He's gonna be all right. It's gonna be all right.
That's okay. That's all right. And then the game of the week, which the two winners of the week, I think picked this one, Chris and Derek. That's what separated them. They both had Gilmer, as Gilmer knocked off Chapel Hill by a long shot. Woo.
Yeah.
Well, guys, when you turn the ball over 7 times in a game, it's really tough to pick up a win.
It is. And I will say this, Gilmer's defense doesn't seem like they have missed a beat at all. I will say the offense seemed like kind of slow at times. And I could tell too they were limiting the quarterback play a little bit just to make sure to limit his mistakes and stuff, which was smart on their end.
Well, they were able to because we just gift wrapped them, 3 touchdowns.
Very true.
I mean, Here's the deal with me. I think that you're right on the money there. I think Chapel Hill, when their offense was running through Ricky Stewart, they pretty much were unstoppable. When we gave the ball, I mean, if you take away the bad turnovers or the interceptions and the fumbles and the bad snaps and all that, I mean, yeah, take that away. And when Chapel Hill was running on all cylinders, they were just down the field a lot faster than Gilmer was. I thought the Chapel Hill defense.
Offensively, I think we looked better than they did offensively.
And our defense didn't look bad either.
Our defense didn't look bad. But Gilmer
shout out to Coach McFarland.
Gilmer had
young guys ready.
How can you put it? They had a little bit of a head start with our turnovers and stuff.
Yeah.
The kickoff return, that was big because we went down, we stopped them, and we went down and scored, and we was like, okay, we up 7-0, and we stopped them. It's like, bet we about to do this, and then we kick the ball off, and no dude goes untouched all the way into. I mean, that right there kind of takes the air out of the sail a little bit.
I was going to say that Uncle Mo was sitting next to me after that drive. And he packed his bags and he went and sat on the Gilmer side the rest of the game after that.
But I mean, Gilmer, here's the thing. Shout out to Gilmer, because Gilmer came out being what we thought they were going to be. We just was hoping that for Chapel Hill that we right here with y'all. And I'm going to be honest with you. I still think we can be. I think, again, I keep talking about this limiting your mistakes and stuff like that. As a matter of fact, one thing I saw that I did love, Brisbane tweeted out, he said, the bounce back. He talked about the bounce back is going to be epic. So I was like, yeah, I feel it. His head ain't down, which is good because one of the biggest things I talked about last week was that you kind of have to have a short memory. You can't hang on to those things. Yeah. So it looks like he was already ready to go. So I'm excited for him week 2, and it's week 1. It's Gilmer. It's okay. It's not gonna kill you.
I'm gonna come from a different angle. Okay. Teachable moment, very much so a teachable moment. It's week 1, but I don't want to hear no tweets. I don't want to hear nothing.
Okay.
The week 2 team pays for everything we didn't do the first week, and then you start.
I feel it.
I don't want to hear nothing. You had 7 turnovers and 7 touchdowns. 10. I don't want to hear nothing from you. Don't talk about it. Be about it. Not saying you did anything wrong, but that's my message. Don't talk about it. Be about it.
Yeah. Okay.
If it pisses you off and it hurts you that bad, make the second team pay for it. All week long, locked in. Don't say anything.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, when I used to. Me and some buddies, we would play games and basketball and all. We would play different games, sports and stuff like that. But I would lose a game, and I would always say, "I feel bad for the next person I play because they have no idea what's coming for me."
Exactly.
Because I'm gonna hand him everything because of what happened to me the first game.
Like don't tell me you pissed off. Show me you pissed off.
Yeah.
Like I can tell you I'm mad all day long, but I don't see any change in action. Look, let's shore up our mistakes. Now, if you were ranked, like I said, the worst thing you could do is get a player a mirror.
Do you know who did that though, Corey? What you're exactly talking about?
What was that?
In week 1, they came pissed off. Carthage.
Yeah.
They took that all off season. They lost early, and they came out and they whooped Kilgore.
I said it before, and I said it, and I continue to say it. Act like you've been here before.
Mm-hmm.
We know it's
Well,
a
see,
state.
okay,
We've been
here's the thing with that too. You got to remember that some people ain't been there.
I know.
So yeah, and
It's
so
a-
Carthage, man. Again, I talk about Carthage, and I joke around and I say, they're like a well-oiled machine, but boy, it's something about their discipline over there, man. They just, I don't know, they get it. They get it. It
winning,
seems like every
winning,
game they're playing that championship game.
winning is
You know,
contagious. And once you get
once you
bit by
get it in your head, and once you,
and everything happens. If you follow Gilmer on Twitter, they train different. They do things different. And once you establish that, it is a culture of winning. It's a culture.
yeah, coach.
That's a
I
hard
like that.
the
I like
buy-in. The buy-in is very important. That's why a lot of coaches, I hate when you see coaches get fired 2 or 3 years in. You hadn't had enough time.
No, man, you ain't had time to change the culture yet, and you so close.
Bro. So
I hate
the
that.
culture of winning has to change. So once you buy that mindset in, you don't get 7 turnovers. Even if you get 7 turnovers, you get the defense get 10. You know what I'm saying? So you have to. It's everybody holds a rope. So it's a team thing. Hey, quarterback, he threw 7. I got you.
Yeah,
we're gonna get the ball back. I got you.
and man,
Nobody.
honestly, I can say. Let me say this. Let me look at this from another perspective too. You went down in the first half, and then in the third quarter, you came out and you kept fighting. Brett, correct me if I'm wrong. Did they outscore them in the third quarter?
Yes.
Okay, that's
Chapel Hill had a chance there late in the game.
There was a period where it looked like they were about to do it.
Yeah, they had a chance to get within one score. They didn't get the 2-point conversion, so it stayed 10. And then Gilmer put on a couple of into the game.
So that, to me, that speaks volumes about the mindset of the team and the coaches being able to make those adjustments at halftime and keep everybody invested. Because we all know when it's 30-14 and y'all walk into that half, man, people check out. People mentally check out, and now they thinking about what I'm about to get at Whataburger.
That was also they were missing Kevion Huddleston and Deuce McGregor as well.
Yeah, and see that
a couple of big pieces there, and they still were able to come out.
Yeah,
and fight
they
through
came out in that third quarter. They fought back, and I'm proud of them for that. That was one of the things that I said I wanted to see. I wanted to see what was going to happen when you got hitting them out.
And that's the other thing too, and I want to harp on that too. You have a young team, regardless of the fact the team is very young. Yeah. So you have a lot of young pieces too. A lot of guys that graduated last year, and so it's a constant thing where I'm not teaching X's and O's. I'm coaching them to win the next play. So, hey, that play is over, win the next play, because you got a sophomore quarterback. Let's be honest, he's not really a quarterback, but he's trying to become a quarterback.
He's developing.
It's a big learning curve for him.
And honestly, there are going to be there's going to be moments where it looks like, okay, he got it. And then there's going to be some moments where it's like a little bit, you may look at it and say it's a little bit of a setback. That's normal. That's a normal transition from where he started with receiver and I think DB to playing quarterback now. So you just have to be patient with him. And honestly, he's going to find his voice. And when he does, I'm telling you, it's going to take off from right there.
Silence is golden. So I don't want to hear about it. Be about it.
And I don't talk enough about Stewart, but bro, that dude, listen, let me say this. Like to be a good tailback, to be a great tailback, I started thinking about this after I watched him play. I was like, it takes a tailback to have vision. And everybody don't have all of these combined, but it takes a tailback to have vision. You got to have a little bit of durability. You have to have durability. You got to be able to take hits, take punishment, and deliver punishment. Be able to receive that energy, that force, that opposing force, and then bounce off of it.
He's an aggressive runner.
And you got to be quick. And he has all of that. He has all of that, man.
Downhill.
And runner. So even against teams like Gilmer, where at times it looked like Gilmer's defense was really just about to put us away, they would hand him the ball and then bam, there it goes.
many yards
You
did
know,
he
and
finish
they would
with?
put 2 or 3 bodies on him, and it didn't matter. He bounced off. He kept going.
Did he finish with, I know he finished like $125.
Yeah, he had over 100 yards. Probably closer to 150 if I was having to guess.
Yeah, he only ran the ball like what 10 times, 12
Yeah,
times.
it was just when he got the ball, he was
But
either.
do this. Don't burn him out. Don't burn him out. I like how you
Well,
use
they
it.
did.
You ain't got to give it to him. Yeah,
Right, that we
yeah,
were able to balance that. We had about 3
Yeah.
backs that got carries. So
exactly. That's what I like to see. Don't
And
give him
one-
no more than he has to have.
The one he couldn't stop. He couldn't stop him. No, I'm telling you, I'm not hyping this up because he's Justin Chapel. No, I'm saying this. We've seen a lot of football, a lot of backs. Like he is one of he's an elite. Okay, he's a sophomore, but he's elite.
He's a
I'm just
sophomore.
saying, y'all watch
and just that blows my mind to think about that. The kid got 2 more years after this year. Could you
He's just
imagine
gonna
what
get
his
stronger
senior
and
year is going to look
faster.
like?
yeah,
Yeah,
he's gonna get
that's-
stronger. And
Man, I'm
faster.
just praying he stay healthy. You know, no injuries. You know, keep them knees. You know, all of that. Just
keep the knees driving. You don't want
yeah. Keep them lubricated, man. Like you know, keep the ice on them. Whatever you got to do.
ice
Like,
pack.
bro,
He's a spike.
he gonna be something.
He
And you
needs
know,
a-
we come from Chapel Hill where people don't realize this, but Chapel Hill a lot of times have had great backs, you know, that have come through, and he already looking like that, and he half their age.
Yeah.
You know,
Guys,
well,
let's
not exactly half, but
let's wrap up week 1. I'm gonna overall use the word as crazy for week 1. It's just a crazy week. Like just teams we thought weren't gonna lose, even the teams we thought might lose got blown out. Just it was an interesting week all around. And that made some interesting poll selections. So we'll move on and we'll go over this week's week 2 poll. We'll start with the 6A, 5A poll. And those of you that haven't followed us, each week we're going to re-rank the teams. We have a 3 polls. We have a 6A, 5A poll, a 4A poll, and a 3A, 2A poll. And we'll kind of in the polls will shuffle each week. These are just our opinions on what we think, how the teams are ranked. Again, there'll be a lot of shuffle at the weeks because of all the teams playing each other and in district play and out of district play. So 5A, no change on the top there. We're going to stay with Longview at number 1. Lufkin jumps up from 5 to 2. Marshall slides up from 6 to 3. Texas High drops from 2 to 4. Hallsville is up 3 spots to number 5. Mount Pleasant is down 2 spots to 6. Tyler High drops down from 3 to 7. Tyler Legacy drops a couple spots to 8. White House jumps into our poll this week. They weren't ranked last week to number 9. And Pine Tree rounds out our poll at number 10. And Nacogdoches dropped out of the poll this week. So, guys, what's your first impression of that poll?
White House jumped up.
Yeah. I mean, they started out with a win. I think they had 3 wins last year.
Post our rankings. Okay. Anyway, let's we'll see about trying to post those somewhere on our site. That's a good suggestion. I like that. Looks like Chris has joined us. Thanks for the chat, Chris. You don't have to do us dirty, Chris, by beating us in the pick'em in week 1. That was, we come on your website, and then you
What's
just
up with that? He come in here and he just what pick? How many did he get right? 7?
He got 7. Yeah, Derek and Chris tied for 7.
In particular, he picked Gilmer.
He come in the house flexing like that. Really?
He says he can retire.
Now.
Right.
Hey, you gotta keep going. If you miss a week, then
Yeah.
we're gonna catch you. So, but all those people that are on, make sure you get your picks in. I thought, Lufkin moving up, not a surprise. With that big win, over Legacy, it's a 5A, 6A crossover. Marshall moving up, not a surprise. Now that Marshall's got a test, and we'll talk about that game this week. We have a couple of top teams in our poll there. Texas High dropped, but they didn't really do anything to drop. I think it was just that we were impressed with Marshall and Lufkin. it kind of dropped them. But
I mean,
again,
they did lose. They did
Huh?
lose. Texas, I
What's
did
that?
lose.
Well, but it was somebody good they played. It wasn't who was it they played? I can't at the top of my head who they played.
Lone
But
Star. Lone Star.
Oh yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
big school. So
Right.
But I mean, they're still going to be a top team.
Yeah.
They didn't fall far. Hallsville moved up pretty good, significant amount into the poll. Like that, they're looks like going to have a good season. And of course, the matchup down there, the two Tyler schools are down there 7-8. We'll talk about that matchup here in a minute. But I think right now, I like the way this poll is shaped out. Shout out to White House for getting a win.
Absolutely.
They got a good win. We'll see. They've got one of our picks of the week or picks here in the pick'em thing here in a minute. So we'll be able to talk about that again a little bit. Let's see what Eddie's got to say. They lost, but they moved up. So they moved up in Dave Campbell's poll. They moved up 2 spots, Texas High. So yeah, it wasn't one of those that they got beat by somebody terrible. They had an impressive showing. I mean,
it was like the bubble, the NCAA bubble. A bad loss is good. A bad loss is greater than a bad win.
Yeah. So yeah, but that says a whole lot right there. Dave Campbell's Texas high school football. If you haven't been to their website, make sure you go check it out. They own Texan Live, who I broadcast the Chapel Hill games on every week. So shout out to all those guys. They do a great job. Their poll is actually now the AP poll for the state of Texas high school football. So
okay.
It says Eddie's got some insight from the area. It says he's killed him. So shout out to Eddie. Thanks for that high Northeast Texas coverage, Eddie. That's great that we got somebody up there. Yeah, it's always awesome to have y'all from different parts of the area. That helps us out. All right, so we'll move on to the Foray Poll. And again, no surprise here. Last week we were all kind of split. But after week 1, it kind of worked itself out. Carthage moves from 3 to 1 in the poll. Gilmer goes up, or actually drops down a spot from being tied for first to number 2. Pleasant Grove slides in, moves up 3 spots to number 3. This one was a surprising one right here, as Van slides into the 4th spot, and Chapel Hill drops to 5. Kilgore is at 6, down 2 spots. Rusk is at 7. And then the last 3 schools were not ranked last week. We had 3 newbies in the poll this week. Palestine is at number 8, Sulphur Springs at 9, and Center at 10.
Shout out to Rusk and Palestine. Big shout out to Rusk and Palestine.
So a lot of shakeup in the poll this week. Also receiving votes this week, Paris, Athens, and Kaufman.
I picked Athens. in the poll.
I picked Athens too.
Athens had a good win.
Yeah. So, what's your thoughts there after seeing those polls?
Watch out for Rusk. I think Russ is going to jump up a little bit higher than what we think. I think Russ they're not going to be bad. Coach Sitton, we all know he's got that state title in Chapel Hill, so I know his coaching is going to be legit. But Russ is going to be okay. They got a McCowan at quarterback, and they can throw, and the defense is good. Russ has always had some pretty good athletes, so I'm watching out for Russ. Palestine too is good. So this 4A poll at D2, the 4A Division 2, I don't know if anybody's gonna fluctuate.
Well, it's gotten deeper. This thing I noticed. When we started, we talked about how Ivan 6A poll was very thin. There's just not as many teams. The 4A poll we thought was pretty, solid. We thought there'd be some movement down at the bottom, and there was, but it's gotten a lot deeper. We didn't even we have votes from teams that, like, we have Lindale's not even in the poll. They dropped out.
That's a bad loss.
Yeah, I mean it was, but they talk about them, and then you had Paris dropped out, Henderson dropped out, Jacksonville dropped out. They all had some bad losses, and so it was able to get some of these teams that were just kind of at the edge to jump over them. Now I'm sure there'll be some more shakeup in and out. That's how polls are with all these teams playing each other. But I think the most surprising one, and there just wasn't a spot for him in the poll, was Lindale dropping out. There was too many teams last week that had impressive wins.
Yeah, I don't think it'll last long. I think they'll bounce back, but just for right now, So it is what it is. You can only have 10, and we got a lot of teams that had some impressive wins. So
it says I can show computer rankings if you let me know what counties are in the poll. Nice.
Okay.
Go send me a message, Eddie. We can talk about that. Okay. Now, the poll that we thought was the deepest, and I think it still is this 3A, 2A poll. I mean, it just got so many. And I was looking at the state rankings, and they're all over the place. Just team after team that's good. We'll start at the top. The biggest jumper of the week, and no surprise, Timpson jumps to the number one spot.
Yeah.
In the 3A, 2A poll. They jumped from 5 to 1. Mount Vernon stays firm at number 2. Wascom dropped to number 3. Dangerfield is now at 4 after a close win. A newbie to the poll this week with a huge jump from not ranked to number 5 is the Troop Tigers. Trey Davis and company had a good week. Them up to number 5. Another non-ranked team jumped in the poll is Jefferson. Jumps to number 6 in this week's poll. Tenaha goes from 10 to 7. Another non-ranked team from last week jumps in the poll is Carlisle. Shout out to Carlisle with a big win this week. And then at number 9 is Malakoff, which, man, they seem – when I looked at that, I was like, man, Malakoff, what they do, they beat West Rusk, and they're 9. Man, it's just a lot of talent in this poll.
Yeah, it was hard to pick that because, I mean, was it Tenaha that beat somebody like 50 to something, like 50 to 0 or something like that? There was a couple of blowouts in this poll, and they at the bottom. So
yeah, well, and then Beckville rounds off the top 10 just to get that in there. They're at number 10. Of course, and they dropped 2 spots, but they play Timpson. I mean, they
play Timpson. So we ain't gonna crucify them for that. So
also receiving votes this week's poll, West Rusk and Gladewater. Dropping out from last week, of course, you had West Rusk and Gladewater that were in last week. Tatum dropped out of this week's poll, and so another one. The Cab dropped out as well. So
I'm going to give a big shout out to Crockett. They beat a good Marlin team. Okay. 48-31. They should be receiving votes. I did not pick them in the poll, but disrespect on my end. Sorry about that, Crockett. Sorry about that, CKT. They should be receiving votes. So I should have picked them in that poll. Probably I would have done the number 10 ranking for Crockett.
Derek says West Rusk tends to struggle in big time games, and if you're going to be a big time program, you got to win the big games. So West Rusk has really got to get that fixed if they're going to make a run this year. We got Eddie's questioning. Malakoff is number 9. Yes, is how we've got it.
I mean, you look at these other schools, man.
Now, I will say, in my defense, I had Malakoff number 4 in my poll. My vote was Malakoff number 4. So you're talking to Corey and Vince here if you're questioning that.
On the bus.
Hey, you know where you ranked your teams.
Listen, I told you this was a guess.
It's a and all of a sudden he's throwing us. I got my no. It just stand.
You know what? Okay, I'll even go any farther to say that Malakoff did not receive a vote in Vince and Corey's poll.
No.
I knew he was gonna say that. I was like, man, don't say that.
And not only did he throw us under the
they
bus,
beat West Rusk, a state ranked team, and they didn't get a vote in the poll.
Not only did he throw us under the bus, he pushed the gas.
Yeah.
Let's see. Derek says Koff game this week is going to be fire. So, hey, they got to prove them wrong. Maybe they'll win the game. Maybe they'll be worthy of Vince and Corey's vote.
Malakoff to add me.
Hey, Eddie says they're number one in the computer rankings through week 1.
They should be. No disrespect.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know nothing.
Listen, that's just completely my fault.
I did kind of overlook it, but at the same time, like I said, like this
that's a lot of
change week to week.
Games, and
there's a lot of games, and a lot of teams.
I'm guessing.
So and this is year 1 we're doing this. So
yeah.
I'm just giving these guys a hard time just because.
Yeah.
I noticed when y'all voted, I already had mine picked, and I was like, "Ooh, they didn't pick Malakoff." I think they might have missed that one, but that's who y'all picked. So
yeah,
definitely missed that one. Definitely missed that one. I missed the Kraken one. That's a good game. That's a good win.
Maybe something we need to do. Maybe we need to just make a list of these teams somewhere so we all have a list.
Yeah, that way if I see it, it'll stay on my mind. Because when I was doing mine, I had forgot that. Well, I didn't know we were doing it for the week. So when you text me, I was doing some other stuff, and I was like, okay, let me.
I thought we already discussed that.
I like it. This is good because the disrespect happens, and then people can chime in. I like it. People keep it going. Yeah,
it gives us something to talk about, and then everybody can give their opinion.
Yeah, absolutely. Shame on you.
That's what polls are. They're just opinions, Vince. It's okay. It's okay if you're wrong. It's okay.
Hey, no, that's not why I don't do it. That's not why I don't do it. I just honestly like you're right. You're gonna be wrong. You're gonna be wrong, and we're
all gonna have
naturally don't do it. So
it's okay. I mean,
I'm doing this for us. I'm doing this for the show.
You think the Houston Texans play football? I mean, and they don't really play football down there. So
don't do that. Okay. Don't do that.
They go with the Houston Texans.
Don't do that.
Speaking of hats, if you like to pick up a hat, we have our shop open.
Yes,
our NETsn store. So go to NETsn live/store and go pick up a hat. They're $18. A nice mesh hat here with our logo on it. So we're going to be adding some new merchandise here soon. So help support us. Go purchase a hat. Does a little bit. Every little bit helps. So I appreciate it. All right, guys. Y'all want to talk about some picks?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Let's do some picks, guys.
All right, so moving on to the picks for week 2. Game 1, Jacksonville White House. Man, this one right here was tough for me. White House coming off a big win in week 1.
I know.
Neither one of these teams we really liked in high school, guys. Let's just be honest and straight up. Chapel Hill, we got Jacksonville White House. Yeah, but I'm gonna go with Jacksonville in this one. I know White House came off a win last week, but Jacksonville, I just think, even when they were in that 5A, they always got that White House victory because White House just hasn't been very good at football the last few years. So I'm going to go with the Fighting Indians.
Yeah, pick Jacksonville.
Vince?
Jacksonville.
Y'all, Jacksonville for the sweep? All right. And y'all, any reason why you pick Jacksonville?
Because it's not White House.
Because it's not. Hey, at least you're honest, Corey. It's not White House.
I don't have no reason. I'm
thinking of that. The next game is going to be interesting. Game 2, Henderson, Hallsville. Vince, I want to ask you first. Who are you going to go with this week?
Whoever's not Henderson. That's who I'm going with. That snake is not going to bite me twice.
Okay. All right.
But Vince, your picks are already locked in. You've picked Henderson.
I did, didn't I? I forgot. Why did I do that to myself again?
I don't know.
See, I'm changing my picks.
You can't change your picks. Once they're submitted, you can't change them.
Fine. Y'all better do me right this week.
I'm gonna start calling these Rick teams. That was party. That
was last week.
Hey, Eddie's got Hallsville by 13. Ooh,
that might be a good one there.
Yeah, I don't know. Vince, you're gonna be like Corey. You said you weren't gonna pick Henderson, but then here we go. You
twice. This is 2 weeks in a row. Boy, if they let me down this week, I ain't gonna pick them again this year.
Going undefeated.
Game 3,
10-0.
Troop Carlisle. Man, this is a juicy matchup of some top 10s in our poll. I like both teams, but I just Troop's too strong. I'm going with Trey Davis and the Troop Tigers.
I don't remember who I picked, honestly. Did I pick Troop?
Vince,
I hope I did.
You picked Carlisle.
You know why I picked Carlisle? I remember this.
You should probably write down who you picked.
I wish I didn't realize I couldn't go back and look at it.
Did you do like a spinning thing where it was like, here, which one am I going to pick? Put on a little spin wheel?
Nah, I just thought after I picked it, I could go back and see it, and then I couldn't. So,
Eeny, meeny, miny, mo, which game is good for the show? Let's see.
But I know a coach over there. So
Derek says Troop names their score here.
Mm-hmm.
Question will be, will Trey Davis play all 4 quarters, or will he only play 3 this week?
He might only play a half if that's what Derek's saying.
Yeah.
Hey, he's got 20 carries. That's good. He's good for the night.
Yeah. All right. The next game on the list, which is a good one in name. I'm just not sure how good the game's going to be. Gilmer Kilgore. After seeing what I saw that last week, how can you not pick Gilmer?
Kilgore's probably saying that too, but
I think Kilgore probably plays them better. I think Kilgore probably plays them better because they're probably going to play better than we did because you can't play much worse. It's week 2. And they're going to be a little ticked off after getting thumped by Carthage, I'm sure.
Absolutely.
Their practice this week.
Yeah, they're going to tweak some things. So.
But anybody there? Corey, you going to go with Kilgore this week?
Yeah, no, I'm not going with Kilgore this week. I'm going with Gilmer. It's going to be a good game. It's going to be a tough game. But I don't think they're going to put up 51 against Kilgore.
Okay.
If anything, it's like 35-21.
Vince, do you know who you picked in this one?
I picked Gilmer.
Okay. We got Eddie's got Gilmer by 3 touchdowns. Well, that's probably not far off. I don't think Kilgore can stay with Gilmer. Their defense is just, Kilgore is going to probably do a lot of more pounding. They don't usually pass the ball. Usually run that I formation and run it a lot. So we'll see if they can. Here's the thing with this game. I think if Kilgore can get ahead and be ahead, and they can enforce their will, they have a chance to compete. If they do like Chapel Hill did and get behind, Gilmer's going to do what they want to do, and then it's going to force Kilgore to have to throw. I don't like Kilgore's chances. I don't think that's going to happen. I think Gilmer's going to take it by several touchdowns. Game 5, Lindale Pine Tree. I'm backing for Lindale to bounce back this week and knock off the Pine Tree Pirates.
Yeah, Lindale.
Did I pick Lindale? I can't remember. I can't remember if I picked Lindale or not. My receipts.
You did pick Lindale, Corey.
Okay. All right.
Eddie's also got Gilmer by 3 touchdowns. I think we said that already, but yeah, I think that's. Pine Tree got knocked off by Van pretty handily last week. I think I'm thinking this year Gilmer's Lindale's a little stronger than Van. Right now they're ranked higher in our poll. I'm hoping Chapel Hill puts Van in its place this week, and I think Lindale moves up. Of course, they'll play Van here shortly. I think they play them every year. It's a big rivalry game.
At least they play their rival.
Lindale by 2 touchdowns, says Eddie. I think that's probably a safe bet. At least Lindale's going to be ticked. They lost this week. Game that lost 2 years in a row to Kaufman. They're probably tired of that. So I imagine they come out strong this week. Now we've got some rivalry games coming up here. We've got Longview Marshall. Now we have these teams ranked 1 and 3 in our poll. I like the matchup. It is a rivalry. Longview Marshall. Longview's too much. I've got Longview by several touchdowns, probably at least 2, maybe 3 touchdowns. It's in Longview.
Yeah, Longview's gonna be by more than 2 or 3 touchdowns. It's at least 28.
Eddie says Longview by a lot. Yeah, it's a good
a lot.
Marshall's coming up, but they're not gonna.
You never know, man. They had a good win, so
in Longview. Though.
Vince, who did you pick?
I picked Marshall.
Yeah, you did pick Marshall.
I picked Marshall.
Okay. All right.
Vince with his long shot of the week.
I
this
picked Marshall.
this
Man, they had a good win. You know, sometimes you need that. And
they beat Tyler High.
Did they beat Longview, Vince? Have you seen the?
so,
Have you seen
all
the?
right.
Have you seen the
So,
Longview receiver? Was his name Hale?
Tyler High,
Oof.
Tyler High came out, and they probably were overlooking Marshall a little bit. You know how some teams do. Glendale may do the same. I mean, Longview may do the same thing.
Look at there, Vince. You got another shout out.
Oh my God, that's Mama now.
Well, you got your whole family watching the show.
I got everybody. I told you I got people, man. I got
Thanks
people out
for
here.
watching. Thanks for watching Vince's mama. We got yeah, he's saying they're loaded. That's Eddie talking about Longview. Hale, that's the kid that's hopefully going to Texas soon.
Please, Marshall, please make me right.
Don't beg them now.
Don't beg
Nope.
them. Nobody else picked Marshall but me.
Oh, you got it. That's you.
We got Longview. Next up, we got Lufkin Nacogdoches. Big rivalry game there. Unfortunately for Nacogdoches, I think Lufkin's all over this one and beats Nacogdoches by 3 or 4 touchdowns.
Lufkin has an all-time record over Nacogdoches, like 73-24 or something like that. And they're gonna beat Nacogdoches. Yeah, it may not be by a lot, but they'll beat Nacogdoches.
I think it's a lot.
That's 21
Now the next game, game 8. I like this as a juicy matchup. It's one of our. It's a top poll matchup. We've got Timpson's our number 1 ranking in our 3A 2A poll up against another team in our poll that moved in this week, Jefferson. They're number 6 in our poll. I think it's going to be a little tougher than Beckville. Jefferson's probably going to have a lot more athletes. They're a bigger school, but give me Terry Bussey and by 2 touchdowns with Timpson.
It's a grown man game.
Yeah,
y'all got
Timpson.
Okay, Timpson for the sweep there.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see who we got next. We got, this is a good one. We always love this game. It is Chapel Hill Van. Man, game 9. Now, I know there's no way that any of us are picking against Chapel Hill in this one. So I'm not even going to ask you who you picked. Is there any way Chapel Hill loses this game after what happened last week?
It's a lot of ways.
It's always a way.
There's
always a way to lose.
I know there's always a way, but
yeah. It's hard picking against. Like my mom just said it. Chapel Hill. I'm Chapel Hill strong, and I can't break myself from it. I try to sometimes because, like, I even gave Corey a little. Last year Corey said, "Well, Chapel Hill's gonna lose 2 games," and I remember I jumped on him. That's the fan in me. For Chapel Hill, but realistically, I know he was right. You can't expect to win every game. If Van expects to win this game, you're gonna have to play perfect ball because we not no slouch. We're not no slouch. Don't let that Gilmer game fool you.
Honestly, I don't think anybody was fooled by the Gilmer game. If anything, if I'm watching the Gilmer game, I tell my guys, we're not paying attention to what Chapel Hill did against Gilmer. They had a bad game. They're just as dangerous as advertised. If you look at the game, if I'm watching it, I don't watch the highlights. I watch the game through its entirety. I'm saying, okay, they made mistakes. If they come out and clean up the mistakes, they're going to have a ball game. Now, on the flip side, if you're Chapel Hill, like I said, we're going to make them pay. There's nothing else. You need to be locked in. Don't say nothing on Twitter. Facebook, say on Instagram. You want to be state ranked. You want to go state championship team. This is our year. We got all this press, hype, everything else. Shut up and play the game and make Van feel it.
Now, Eddie says Chapel Hill by a touchdown if they do not have the turnovers. I think if they don't have the turnovers, this is a 3 to 4 touchdown game. I think Chapel Hill is going to just roll Van. Now, if there's turnovers, then I think it's closer.
I'm gonna say this. And I haven't did a bold statement all year. I'm gonna do one right now.
Okay.
Okay. Chapel Hill blows out Van, they'll run the table.
I feel it.
They blow out Van, they'll run the table.
Like I said,
need you to respond in week 2. Like I don't care what happened in week 1. We need you to respond in week 2.
Like I said, I feel bad for my next opponent. Because
Right.
they not gonna know what hit them. They not gonna know why I did them the way I did them. Because it ain't about you. It's about what happened to me last week.
You got beat. Both teams got beat. I expect them to respond. And if I'm coaching, I want I look forward to my team responding. Like I know Van came out and had a good win, blah blah blah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, make them. They don't score.
Yeah.
Like
I don't care about none of that. I don't care about none of what they did last week.
We flying to the ball. We stripping. We getting turnovers. We stripping. We making it every time they touch the ball. We'll make them feel it.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's the only thing I care about. Now, then I'm not even looking at the score.
Nope.
Like we win in the trenches. That nobody's going over. Like we winning every single battle. All phases of the game, we winning it. That's the message that we sending. That's it. The honeymoon's over.
Yep. I agree. I think that's the way it's going to go. I think it's going to be a rolling game for Chapel Hill. As long as they clean up what was there last week, they're going to have no problem with Van. All right, The game of the week for the NETsn Live Pick'em Challenge. The Rose City Rivalry. Legacy versus Tyler High.
Yeah, here we go. This is what everybody come for.
Now,
right?
Both teams coming off L's in week 1. Lufkin beating Legacy, and Tyler High lost to who was it? They lost to Marshall. Yeah. Okay, so man, it's always going to be a battle with these two.
It always is.
Didn't last year score 100 points combined or something like that?
Yeah. I'm going with Legacy in this one, and the reason is I just think that the opponent that and Lufkin is just rolling. I think they're a little bit better than Marshall. I know Marshall's good, but I think Lufkin was probably a better opponent, and so I'm going to go with the fact that I think that their loss was a better loss than John Tyler. Not because I don't really know a whole lot. I know that they lost the 2 running backs. They're going to be more pass-heavy. I haven't got to see Tyler Legacy play a whole lot, so it's hard to pick this game other than just by feel. I think that it could go either way. I'm going to go with Legacy. And then if I win, then I can brag to Tommy that Tyler High 0-2.
Number one, I'm going to say Tommy better be on the show this year at least one time.
Y'all don't want Tommy on the show.
He better be on the show at least one time.
Tommy get on here and argue y'all to
death. Tommy, you watch the show, you got a free pass anytime you want to be on the show. Yeah. Chat. Otherwise, you got a free pass.
Listen, you don't know what you. Hey, you're not gonna. Hey, what's the saying? You knock on the devil's door long enough, somebody gonna answer you.
I'm not worried about Tommy. I can argue with Tommy any day of the week.
That's number one. Number 2, it's embarrassing that we even have to ask who wins this game. That's embarrassing. And my pick solidified that because we all know in the right world of Tyler football, JT Tyler High has always dominated this game.
But Legacy has had some good years.
I'm talking about just in general.
I mean,
Eddie said he closed his eyes and picked
compared to what they've had in the past. And to be honest with you, exactly. And to be honest with you, it doesn't. It really. Somebody needs to win. Tyler football. They've been lackluster in some years. They need to come out. Somebody's got to dominate. We need to. I'm not
sure who the home team is, Derek. They do flip flop every season though.
Every year
they rotate it.
Yeah,
I just don't know. Hey, that's also correct. If you want some more insight on Legacy, I should probably listen to that. Then we can get some good extra insight on the LoneStarGridiron.com. There's a show about they have a show. They have the coach on there, Tyler Legacy. So thanks, Chris, for that information. I don't forget about that sometimes. What 2024 prospects does Chapel Hill have? 2024. Let's see. You've got Javen Mayfield's a 24 prospect. You've got
A couple of old line.
Devion Ross, the linebacker, is 2024 middle linebacker. I think it's Davion Ross. Cameron Kelly, 6'5" wide receiver. It's also a star on the basketball court. They don't have as many. The 24 class is a lot of just pieces that go well with these two. The 23 and 25 classes are the stronger classes there, Eddie.
The 25 class is pretty strong.
Yeah. Legacy's home. Miss Anthony.
Legacy's home. See, that's mother-in-law. I told you.
The Kiesels, mom. Man,
I told you I got
so
people
where's
out
Mr.
here,
Anthony,
bro?
If you've had all of them. If
I got people out here. Y'all thought I was playing.
So Vince, who did you pick? Who did you pick in this game?
I'm not gonna tell you. Cut the stream off.
No. I'm trying to see what this is about. I want to see this controversy on that.
I picked Tyler High.
Okay.
I think honestly, after that Marshall loss, that may have woke them up, and they need a game like this. They need this game. So
they do. Absolutely.
You don't want to lose Marshall and then turn around and lose Legacy.
You don't want to go 0-2.
Yeah.
Period. Yeah. But this might be a shock to the confidence, So
I'm anxious now. Was this Wednesday? It's not even Friday. Oh,
I know. I can't wait till Friday.
I'm going with depth in this game, is what Derek says. So I'm assuming that means that Derek went with Legacy. So it's the bigger school. It's one of those games. It really is. It's a coin flip. It didn't used to be that way, but it is right now.
No, it is now. But that's good though. That makes a good game.
It's good for the rivalry. I mean, you've got some of these rivalries like you've got that we talked about tonight. You've got Longview, Marshall. Longview's been dominant in that. Mm-hmm. You've got Nacogdoches, Lufkin. Lufkin's been dominant. This game used to be that way, but now it's gotten where it's a little more even, which makes for a good game. It really does. It makes for a good game, good turnout from both sides. So that gets our pick'em there again. If you missed it earlier, our week 1 pick'em winners were Chris and Derek. So shout out to those guys for picking week 1. Hopefully you've gotten your week 2 picks in, and we'll announce them each week. Eddie's a new person in our picks. Welcome, Eddie. Thanks for contributing tonight. And also Alex Cloudy, who hasn't been on here, but he's one of our latest picks people. Let's talk a little bit real quick, Corey. Give them a little overview of Friday's show. We had our first one last week. Let people know about that show on this Friday.
Yeah, nothing special. Friday night's a Wide Right sports show, scoreboard show. Me, Vince will be on there this Friday. Everybody in chat. We will be on social media, so this time you can chime in to the game this time. But we're just gonna go over the games for the pick'em games and some other scores as well. We're kind of wants people to chime in and really tell us exactly what was at the game, some highlights or some guys that had some standouts and stuff like that. We can kind of talk a little grown man talk about the football game or whatever. Give some shout outs and stuff like that. Not a long show, but 10 o'clock Friday, tune in.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, make sure you follow us on social media. Go to our YouTube channel. If you're not on YouTube tonight, if you're on Facebook, Eddie, Chris, those guys, if you'll go subscribe to our YouTube channel, it's NETsn live, or it's NETsn _live is our YouTube page. Go like and subscribe all our videos. It really helps us get seen and noticed. We like to get that subscriber count up if we can. So you can continue to watch us on Facebook, but go over to YouTube and subscribe to those and like our videos there. It's got all our content. If you're looking for any old shows or anything that we've done, YouTube's a great place to look. You can, if you need to get to it, you can go to netsn.live. Under video archives will take you straight to our YouTube page. So that way you can subscribe to our channel and go check out our stuff. We've got the Twitter challenge. How's that going, fellas? Vince, I know you have all these people on tonight that are watching for you.
I'm trying to come up.
But your Twitter followers aren't really going the right direction. I think Corey's
no, it's
almost
going
doubled
up, but
you
it's just going up slow. It's just going up slow. That's all.
Now, I just want to let y'all know I'm not in y'all's challenge, but I'm almost about to hit that 300 mark on followers on Twitter. So y'all keep following me at Brett Swinney. Make sure you follow these guys too. You got at your boy CM and at Prince V83. So give them a follow. Corey and Vince got a big kind of wager going on. So we'll see how that turns out. Right now, Corey's got a lead. So all you Vince followers, go follow him on Twitter.
Go follow me. Go follow me.
This week, Logan and I will be on the call again for Chapel Hill. We'll be on Dave Campbell's Texan Live for the Chapel Hill at Van Friday at 7:30 p.m. If you don't have a subscription, it's $10.99 a month. It's unlimited games. Like there's all the games last week. You go back and watch all the games that are on there. You'll have multiple games on at a time. So once Chapel Hill gets ahead blowing it out and you decide, I don't want to watch this blowout anymore, you can go switch to a game that's, on the network that's closer. There's lots of games in the Houston, Austin areas. If you've got people down there you're wanting to watch, get on there and check that out. Again, go check Wide Right with CM this Friday night. Vince is going to be on with him. Should be a great show as well. I'd like to thank all our sponsors tonight, especially Lone Star Gridiron and Chris Daly and his crew, Grant and Terry. Thanks for everything y'all have done. We love we've joined y'all and come under y'all's platform. We appreciate it very much. That's pretty much all I've got tonight, guys. I'd like to thank everyone for tuning in and watching. Next week we'll be back here for the weekly wrap-up show again. We'll go over all our picks. We'll have new polls. We'll go over next week's matchups, and there'll be some more juicy ones. So make sure you keep coming back. Share our pages and all our social media platforms. Let everybody know that we're here every week at 8:30 Wednesday nights for the weekly wrap-up show. For Vince and Corey, I'm Brett. We'll catch you next time right here on the NETsn weekly wrap-up show. Good night, everyone.
Peace.
East Texas Sports Network is dedicated on delivering the most entertaining sports broadcasts in East Texas. And if you're interested in having your next sporting event streamed live, visit us online at netsn.live.